Bracha. In every generation, we are correcting and fixing different layers of creation. The Maker started in the first generations with the foundations of creation. Later on, established the pillars, and then the whole structure, first, second, and third floor. And today, in the final stages before redemption, we are correcting the top edges, the highest levels, the top floors of them all. And this wisdom is very deep, but sometimes hard to digest and understand. People being attacked on daily basis by the evil inclination, by the Yetzer Hara, that fights harshly against our pure souls, for us to give up on our position, on our role, because that our potential is so great and our mind tools are already so sharp and based on so much earlier life experience of our ancestors that hand their wisdom to us, taught us, planted it in our souls, the great lessons that they gained and earned in their life missions and in their great effort serving the Maker, in all their trials and all their tests and all their big operations, their great accomplishments, great success, all their gain was given to us. And therefore, the evil inclination is not willing to allow us to use all the great wisdom. For an example, just for us to be able to understand what we're talking about, if in the first generations the Bible was given to the people of Israel, so the Torah, the Chumash, the 5 books, Bereshit, Shmot, Vaikra, Bamidbar, and Dvarim, were the only books we were carrying. Only after a few generations the prophets came and prophecies were written. Now, there were always lessons and deep conversations by the great teachers, the leaders, the righteous people of each generation that were explaining the depths of the Torah. And that wisdom was through oral Torah, teachings, words that were said in classes and deep conversations from a rabbi to his student. But books were not made yet. And then the sages took that great decision to write down some of the oral Torah in the Mishnayot, the Braitot and the Mishnayot. And after they were written, there was a greater need for them to be explained as well. And the sages permitted to write down the Talmud Babli and the Talmud Yerushalmi, the Gemara. And after a while, that was not enough for us to understand, for us to remember. So the righteous people of that generation, if it was the Geonim, the geniuses, or the Savoraim in later generation, started to write the next level of books. And then the Tur was written, and then the Shulchan Aruch was written and was given to us with all the explanations and all the righteous commentaries, and more books were written. And today, simple books are being written, but those books are being sent across the sea and finding their way into the hands of people that finds the Torah new to them. They never heard about the Torah at all. And it's accessing the great wisdom of the righteous ones, of our ancestors, of the Tanaim, of the Amoraim, of all the earlier generations to our current time, and saving lives through those simple words and simple explanations of those amazing books that are being written today. Now, no author, no writer today will allow himself to compare his wisdom to the sages, to the prophets. Of course that we know, without even being humble, just checking, looking at ourselves, and we see how far we are from comprehending things in a wide way as our sages. But even though they were definitely holier than us, purer than us, wiser than us, clearer than us, bigger, larger in their wisdom, in the capacity of their minds than us, the illumination of their souls were greater than ours, okay. But with all that great respect for them, they were not able to reach out with their genius wisdom to those dark places we are reaching out today through a short clip on social media with trance music in the background. The ability that the Maker gave us in this final generation to climb upon the shoulders of those giants and to stand on their tall heads and to be even taller than them based on their wisdom, not because that we are greater than them, just because we are leaning and counting on their great conclusions, climbing on their Jacob ladder, rising up, while coming down means falling, not being as strong, as stable as them, but still enjoying their wisdom, wisdom that they revealed and that was not even accessible for them, means that before the Baal Shem Tov came and taught Torah HaChassidut was not available to no one. Before the Ari Kadosh started revealing the secrets of Kabbalah to his main students, Torah Kabbalah was barely known in the world. Big opinions on the Rambam's wisdom is that the Rambam, even though was great, gigantic, huge, knowledgeable in ways that cannot be understood today, was not aware to all the wisdom of Kabbalah. Maybe it's an opinion. There is an opinion that the Rambam was a great Mikubal. Definitely he was focusing in secret side of the Torah, but maybe the Zohar was not revealed to him, and on and on. So since a genius, a righteous person revealed a section of the Torah, it became the inherit for the next generation. It became available for all of us on a silver plate. So now we are able to pick up from any book we want, from any simple explanation that is available for us and written for us and accessible for us, and to use that as a tool to save lives of others, to reveal wisdom of the Almighty to his children that are across the sea, that are behind the mountains of darkness, that fell into the swamps of despair and sadness and black bitterness, to save the lives of people who were left behind, who were forgotten. And that mitzvah, that merit, that great privilege is handed to us by simply smiling to some person, talking some sense to him, revealing some knowledge to him, sharing a video, doing things that are so basic and so simple, but has great strength and power. Like laser beams, we're able to fly the wisdom to different destinies. I can speak today from the Holy Land of Israel, from my home, and to speak to you guys across the universe. Now, live that I speak, I'm able to get into your houses, into your chambers, into your phones, into your computers. And that amazing power was not handed in earlier generations. The Maker is revealing his greatness and his great compassion to us today in ways that he was not in earlier generations, even though we hold ourselves tinier than our ancestors, smaller than the sages, not as great as the prophets. It's true. But in the same time, the Maker is handpicking the chosen ones, the ones who are merit to work and achieve great achievements in our days, in these dark times, in times of the great lust war, war of darkness against light in such ways, with such horrible manipulations on the innocent and the poor people, for them to be easy prey for the savages, for the villains, for the cruel, for the ignorant, for the ones that life does not matter to them at all. And in that great time of war, of darkness, of pain, of struggle, the Maker sends us special forces into the enemy lines, across the enemy lines, into the enemy states, into his destinies, into his villages, and to save lives, to rescue refugees, and to save trapped people, prisoners in chains of depression, of loneliness, of ignorance, people who lost their identity, people who lost their mind. And we are able to pull those people out with threads of life, with lines of life, with simple words that are comforting and healing their spirits and souls. And any individual can choose himself to join that amazing front line of fighters, defenders of the crown of the Maker, the protectors of truth, the truth seekers, and to go and spread the light of Hashem in the world. You should choose yourself if you want to be chosen by the Maker. The Maker gives a free choice to every individual to choose himself and to put himself in the front line and to just go save lives out of wilderness, from great storms that are developing and rising, horrible movements of dark forces that are spreading out in the world like mushrooms after the rain. And we should believe that not only that we have the opportunity to succeed, also that the Maker wants us to do so. There is a great story was told by Rabbi Nachman of Breslev to his students about a great king that wanted to conquer a certain city, a city of darkness. And when he came with his army, he saw that the walls are so thick and heavy, he was not able to break them. But he tried. He sent his soldiers and fought with them. Many died on that wall. He came back to his city, called more soldiers, gathered more troopers to come with him. They all came and attacked the wall again and again and again, and many died. Thousands and thousands died on that wall. The king was broken, was sad, almost gave up. But then he saw with his sharp eyesight that even though he lost thousands of soldiers in those horrible battles against the city and its holders, that with their fight, even though thousands died, they were able to crack and damage the wall badly. So the king came back to his city and called all his public, the elders, the women, the children. He called all the ones that left behind and told them, guys, I know you're not trained soldiers, but you're my people, and I believe in you. And if you will come with me, even though the war is great and many of us will die, we can win the war. And they joined him. And the ones that joined him conquered the city, went back in, and took what that was belonged to them back. Their name, their fame, their glory, their wisdom, all the things we've lost and the evil inclination possessed during the generations, all trapped. I wanted to say in the dungeons of the Vatican, but not only there. Also there, but not only there. Also in the dungeons of the evil inclination. In the great dungeons, all the sparks that we've lost are being held by our enemies, by the spiritual enemies. And when we, with our King, the true Messiah, will conquer the war, we will release all those sparks and our wisdom will grow widely. Our souls will expand and we will climb and rise above the limitations of time and space. We will become spiritual beings and our wisdom will be perfected, completed, and will unite completely with the maker of the world, and all the truth shall be known to all. And there will be no more darkness. There will be no more limitations. We will become true sparrows. We will come back to our true nature, to our great power. We will come back to be known as the people of Hashem. When we're saying, Bayom Ahu, in that day, in the future to come, Yeh Hashem Echad U'Shmo Echad, Hashem will be one and His name will be one. We do not mean, God forbid, that Hashem is not one today. We only mean, like we say in the last part of that verse, that His name will be one, means that the name that He is being known by will be known as one. His name will be advertised, will become so great that all the ones that their wisdom is lacking, that their knowledge is poor, their eyes will be open, and they will also see that the name of Hashem is one, means that Hashem is one. Before that the name of Hashem will be known as one, no one can access the real Hashem that is one. First of all, we should call Him in His name. And today we cannot call Him in His name. We have the prohibition of mentioning the name of Hashem. We're calling Hashem in Aleph Dalet Nun Yud. We're naming Hashem Adonai, when really the name of Hashem that is written is in Yud Kei Vav Kei. That is a name that we're not allowed to pronounce, we're not allowed to say. But when the third temple shall be built and time of redemption will take place, the name of Hashem that will be pronounced will be the same name that is written. Today we know what is the name of Hashem, but we cannot say it. But in that day, the name of Hashem and Hashem will be one. We will be allowed to say the name of Hashem out loud. Today, the reason we are not allowed to say the name of Hashem is because that even if our intentions are super pure, and even if our motives are amazingly brave to do things only for the honor of Hashem, there is still a hold to the outsiders, to the forces of darkness, to take some of our success, to scratch us as we cross, to hurt us as we march, to cause some pain, some confusions, to make us still lose some parts of great wisdom that we enjoy. Therefore, we're not allowed to give access to those outsiders to the holiest part of it all, of all creation, of all spiritualism, goodness, and purity, Hashem Himself. Therefore, we're holding ourselves one step back, calling the name of Hashem in Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, in the name Adonai, that it means my master. And we're calling him in a great name of honor, my master, our master, and not in his name. Like that you will not call your father in his name, just you will keep on honoring him as father, and you will hold the titled name, the nickname of honoring him in his position, in his role as a father, as a teacher, as a rabbi. Any person with any greatness, you will refer to him in his greatness, and you will honor him in that great name. But the maker of the universe, in few places, expressed his closeness to the people of Israel in ways that establish us in places that are beyond what a human mind can grasp and understand. Because even if we are dedicating our lives completely to the Maker, we will always hold ourselves as humans, as creations, as people, and the King always as the Almighty, as the King of the universe, as the Maker of the world. We, in our humble minds, while being trapped in physicality, in our earthen bodies, always see a layer of separation between us to our Maker. And that layer makes him great. That layer makes him desirable and awesome and perfect. And us as needing correction, needing help, needing salvation. And that's our true position, but for now. But after redemption will take place, then Hashem will elevate us as souls to places of beyond, to places where He called us my brother, my wife. Those are places where we become the Shekhinah, the feminine entity of the Maker. We become perfectly one with Him. The Maker, His wisdom, and His people are one unit. Chada Machta. It's one unit that cannot be divided, that cannot be separated. Today, in the time of exile, we see the separations. We see the dividings. We are under the limitations and constrictions. But when the unity will cross the borders and lines will not separate us no more, we'll become one in our spirit, as one man with one heart, in front of our Father in heaven, that He is one and His name is one. And His name is included in our name, because the name El means God in Hebrew, and Yisrael is written as Yashar El, straight to God. And that's who we are. A simple channel, a one straight line from top to bottom. Yehudi is the letters of the name of Hashem, Yud Kei Vav, and Dalet, that is Delet. Delet is a door. We are an open door to the name of Hashem. Our individuality is the fact that we are a door. A door can be sometimes open, sometimes closed. It depends on you, if you choose to open up or to close down. But in your essence, you are the name of Hashem. The Yud-Kei Vav-Kei is who you are. And you should nullify yourself to that, to open your mind to that, to open that door, to allow the light of the Maker to shine through you. And then by nullifying yourself completely to the Maker, you achieve dvekut, complete attachment to the Maker, complete unity with the One, and you become one.